Amazing, man. Well, yeah, so like I was saying, this information genuinely disturbs some people because I feel like you have to go through enough pain, whether that be you're feeling a death. Let's say you're living a good life, but you meet someone living a better life and they've created a deficit. That's also a version of pain. So I think people have to experience a level of pain where they go, do you know what? Let me just submit to the universal laws because the laws that I'm currently making up and the laws that I've been given and passed down to me are not giving me the results that I'm looking for. So I really feel like a paradigm shift comes from, in fact, not just a paradigm shift, without going too deep straight away, even people's minds needing to be ready to receive what I'm about to share. You need to know a couple things. The first thing you need to know is what do you want? What do you want? The second thing you need to know is why you want it. That's it, really. That is, if you know what you want and why you want, you're ready to receive this information. The people that don't know those two questions, they will jump on calls like this, completely deny it. They'll think it's a bunch of rah-rah, another motivational speaker. They're not going to treat it like a reprogramming session. That's what this is. This is a reprogramming session. This is you fine-tuning what's happening inside the sub. So tomorrow you can go out, do the same action, but the attraction will be different because of what's happening in the subconscious means basically below the conscious mind. Okay. So I'm really excited. So obviously today we're going to be talking about this book here. It's called The Science of Getting Rich. If you don't have it yet, please go ahead and get this book. Um, I believe I believe someone on the line might be able to actually put the PDF of this book into the chat. I do believe I have it. I'll have a look after. But look, so let's get right into it, man, because this subject, I was getting fired up as I was actually studying this morning. I guarantee no one's more excited about this call than me because the teacher teaches best what he needs to learn most. Are you aware of that? So the reason why I'm excited is because I'm ready to go to the next level. Okay, so the word science means to know. It means to know. Do you want me to just break it down? So the science to getting rich, because why would you even listen to this? The science to getting rich, what are you talking about, bro? Science means to know. It means it's a systematic, evidence-based discipline that builds and organizes knowledge. So what I'm saying here is this is there's a systematic, evidence-based discipline that everyone can apply to get rich. So it's not just a system, it's actually backed by evidence. It means to know. Drop a yes in the chat if you want to know how to get rich. Yeah, yeah, perfect. Well, look, what does rich mean? I did my research. For those that know me, I love words. Apart from realizing I create happiness or residual income creates happiness, rich is basically having security. It's not living paycheck to paycheck. It's when your health and relationships, you've got the time and the physical well-being to spend with loved ones and pursue personal passions. You see, a lot of people they look at elite or they look at whatever opportunities there are out there, and they go, "Well, do you know what? That's not my passion, guys." Yes, okay, you should definitely do what you're passionate about. I know your grandma told you that when you were little. That's great. But what you should focus on is actually creating an engine, creating a vehicle that pays you residual income when you're sleeping. So then you can go and pursue your passions. And if you make money from your passions, fantastic. I know people that are passionate about being a nurse, but they spend 80% of their time complaining about the hours they work. They complain about the money they don't have. They complain about the trips they can't take, but they're passionate about being a nurse. My advice would be to that nurse is join a network marketing company, build a residual income of 5 to 10,000 a month, and then still nurse because you want to. You understand that? Because you're passionate about it. So don't always think that you have to do something you're passionate about to generate money. Guys, I worked in a factory for 10 years building cars. Let me tell you something, I wasn't passionate about it. Don't know, man, it's not for me. What do you do right now? I work in supermarkets. You passionate about supermarkets? Not really. Okay, so so it's just we we tend to block blessings because of we don't know how to think, and that's why these calls are super important. So that's what rich means, fulfillment, being at peace. So what happened is this: I went to Bob Proctor's seminar. For those that don't know, I remortgaged my house, cost me 20 grand. And when I went out there, I went to meet Bob Proctor because I was in a completely disgusting state of a human being because I was just so confused. And I was a normal kid, man. From the outside, everything looked great. But on the inside, I was literally dying. And it's scary to think that so many people don't know how the mind works and how the world's set up with social media and news and stuff. Like I don't know how no wonder the rates of suicide, anxiety, depression are going through the roof right now. Because like we're just being bombarded and our attention's being dragged left, right, and center. If you don't know how to think, like that's why I think this subject is probably the most important subject anyone can study themselves. Why wouldn't you want to study yourself? You've got to live with you for the rest of your life. I don't know about you, but we know when I get a toy, I want to know how the toy works. Guess who knows how the toy works more than anyone? The creator of the toy. And the toy normally comes with an instruction manual, and that's what this is. This is your instruction manual. This is how you operate. And most people don't know. I mean, you tell them to study, they're like, nah, fuck it. Like, bro, you got wings. You just got to press this button. What button? You don't even know you got a button. That's what I'm saying. You don't even know you got a button. So you need to jump on a Tuesday half 8 call to find out where your buttons are. So Bob Proctor, when I first met him, I don't know. I get into these little off track things, but for me, it makes sense. Bob Proctor, he changed my life, man. His information talks about the conscious mind, subconscious mind. I went and met him, and when I first saw him, he was like floating. He was like so, I don't know. You can't really explain the energy of that came from this individual. And I went to the toilet, and he was stood at there's like a little bar. And I went over to him. I was like, Bob, I was so nervous. When you speak, and you're like, normally you speak at let's say like a 7 out of 10 volume. I thought I was speaking at you're coming out like about three. You're that nervous. The same happened when I proposed to my wife. It's hilarious. I bent down on one knee. I was like, mate, she was like, what? So you're that nervous you can't speak. Um, anyway, I basically thanked him for his commitment. I thanked him for his, for his persistence and his courage. And he gave me this book. He had a big pile of these on next to him that he was carrying back to the seminar room, and he gave me the top one. And he said, Jake, read chapters 4, 14, and 7 for 90 days. 4, 14, and 7 for 90 days. Said it will change your life, man. I was like, amazing. Thank you. Walked off. He walked off, then I'm thinking, 4, 14, and 7. That's a weird order, first of all. I was thinking it must have meant 4, 7, and 14. And no, it turns out it meant 4, 14, and 7 in that order, right? From this same book. So read the same chapters. Because if you notice, we're not taught how to study in school, we're taught what to study. Mm. We're taught what to study. We're taught what to think. We're not taught how to study. We're not taught how to think. Let me tell you what studying is. Studying is going over the same information over and over again until you see that information show up in your life. Okay. So I did it and it changed everything for me. I learned this. I learned a couple of things. The biggest room is the room for improvement, and the biggest gap is the knowing and doing gap in this industry of personal growth. People know the information, they don't do the information. Okay, so I've developed a passion over the years of filling that gap and making personal development attractive and relatable for the average person, so they can actually because so they can actually jump on calls like this and after actually feel confident in like actually growing. Okay, so this is where this community comes in, to be honest, because you know what the biggest thing is accountability. frequency. Okay, like being around like-minded people is everything. It's literally everything. Like if you actually understood the importance of that, you'd never let anyone say that the elite membership is not worth it. Trust me. All right, I'm telling you right now. So here we go, man. Chapter four. Chapter four in the book, The Science of Getting Rich, is is called the first principle in the science of getting rich. Okay. The first principle in the science of getting rich. Just saw that comment in the chat there by Kath. That's great. You know what I would focus on as well, though? I'd get one book, read it until that book is in your life. That's what I would do. Because I did that as well, man. I read so many books, and it's because it's exciting, and different, and I think you need to do that. I think everyone has to go through a phase of just like devouring books because like you get the same information from different authors, and it all comes together and goes, okay, this must be true because so many people are saying the similar thing, like it must be true. But once you understand it is true, I would just choose a book and go all in on it and just be like, I'm not going to stop reading this until my money increases, until my health and fitness increases, until my relationships at home increase. I'm going to keep reading it. And that's what I did. I got to 90 days. You know what I did? I did another 60 days. I did 150 days in total because my life was just getting better and better and better. I didn't want to stop. Crazy. Okay, so the first principle in the science of getting rich. Okay, so if you're taking notes, there's a few things that I'd write down because it is important. I've taken notes this morning as I'm studying it. Okay, the first note that I've wrote is thought is the only, and I've underlined only power that can produce tangible riches from the formless substance, meaning everything starts in the mind. Everything starts in the mind. We think about it first. That's what this chapter is all about. It's giving us the base, the foundation of you need to have because there's two worlds that we live in. Okay, there's two worlds, and there's some secrets in this thing that go into that. With it, we have a visible world and an invisible world. Are you all aware of that? The book doesn't make it obvious. And do you know what's mad? I've just told you how many times I've read these chapters. Only this morning did I notice what I'm going to share. There's some things that I've like learned this morning from reading the same fucking chapter. And again, all right, sorry for swear. I'm from Birmingham. You know what I mean? It's just normal for me to just like. So ready for this? A thought held in the substance produces the form. This means that you need to think and contemplate about that invisible world that you're creating in your imagination a lot, like a lot. Your frequency is what you frequently see. I did a YouTube video today and I talked about this. Your frequency is what you frequently see, not just with your eyes, but with your inner eye as well. What we think about, we bring about. Okay, so ready for this? An individual cannot shape a thing until that same individual has thought that thing. Meaning you should never, ever, ever start your day without a goal in mind. You should never you shouldn't even be building. I would rather you just not take action for one day and get clear on what this invisible world looks like for you. And then the next day take action. Do you know why? Because all the action you take in here without this is going to be fruitless because you're trying to build something that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist yet. I actually know people that work harder than me physically. I work harder mentally. Trust me. Like, really think about it, man. I saw how many people were not winning after reading this book. And I was like, what is the difference? Because I can't see it. It must be what's going on inside here. I can't see the difference between a winner. I can't see it physically. So it's like there has to be something here, and I have to take it serious. Okay, so you can't shape it until you've thought it, meaning, get very, very clear on what you want. Okay, then it says read through the three paragraphs. So in the chapter, so bear in mind, when I first read this, guys, do not think for 1 second that I understood anything that was on the paper. Okay, ready for this? There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made. Thinking stuff. First of all, what's that about? So this is like this invisible world. So that there is a thinking stuff, invisible world, from which all things are made. So all things come from this imagination. Yeah. All things, not small things, all things, and which in its original state permeates, penetrates, and fills the interspaces of the universe. Bob would say there's a flow coming in, to, and through you all the time. There's a constant flow of energy coming to you and through you all the time. Your job is to channel it. So when you think positive, you're channeling it positive. When you think negative, you're channeling the same energy negative. One person says I'm full of energy. One person says I'm tired. You understand? One person says I am struggling to recruit. Another person says recruiting is the easiest thing I can do. Both using the same power. One's actually hurting them. One's benefiting them. They look the same. They're both human beings. They've both got a mouth. They've both got a head. And one is using their imagination and words for them. One is using their imagination and words against them because they think that this information is some sort of joke. They think that Jake Parton has gave up his Tuesday evening with his wife to talk absolute nonsense for no reason at all. Like, why would I do that? Like, it's just so silly. Why would Wallace D. Wattles write this book? Why would Napoleon Hill dedicate 20 years of his life to writing Think and Grow Rich? Why would Bob Proctor teach this exact subject for 60 plus years of his entire life? Do you think there must be some truth to what I'm talking about? Exactly. But you got Dave down the thing saying those things don't work. And some of you listen to him. Anyway, a thought in this substance produces the thing that is imaged by the thought. So a thought in this substance, when you think about it, starts to produce the thing that is imaged. You can form things in your thought, and by impressing your thought upon the formless substance, can cause the thing you think about to be created. So it doesn't go into it in this chapter, but we're going to dive into it. It's actually knowing how to impress those thoughts from your conscious into your subconscious. They say there's a quote, the longest journey is from the head to the heart. That's what that means. Learning how to impress the thought, because you get thought like I'm a millionaire, but you have to impress it through repetition and emotional impact. You have to psych yourself out, which you want to talk about. Don't worry. Every person who does what ready for this? So when I read this, I'm just one of those guys that believed it. Ready for this? Every person who does exactly what I say to do will get rich. So when I read that, I'm like, oh shit. Oh wow, that's mad, isn't it? Crazy. I just carried on reading like it was nothing. I thought that everyone read that. Everyone would read that and be like, oh no way, perfect. It's great then, isn't it? Because I was concerned that it just doesn't work. So sometimes you got to be a little bit gullible. If you don't believe that, why? That's the question you want to ask. If that brings up resistance, that's the path you want to walk down. Okay, so that's cool. Next, an individual gets rich by doing things, action, in a certain way, thinking. So there's two sides of success, spiritual, physical. Alex Morton talks about this in London. We talk about it every training, four bases of success. Number three, the training balance scale, the spiritual and physical. The individual gets rich by doing things, action, in a certain way, thinking, meaning that what they're thinking about whilst taking action, what their attitude is. An attitude is made up of what their thoughts, their vibration, and their actions. That's a person's attitude. Yeah. This is it, man. That's how look, when you live in alignment with universal laws. Like think about it. Even if you don't believe this, like do you know what? I don't even know if I believe it, but what I've learned is by me believing it, it makes my life better. I never forget. I used to ask my mentor like, "Hey man, what does this mean?" He said, "What does it mean to you? What do you want it to mean?" Well, I think it would mean this. Perfect. Does that feel good? Yeah, run with that then. So what I'm trying to say is don't get too concerned with what's right, what's wrong. You want to be concerned about what's going to give you the outcome that you want. Let me ask you a question. I've just said every person who does exactly what I say to do will get rich. Does you believing that statement give you higher chances of becoming successful versus not believing it? You see that? So whatever outcome you want, choose that. So don't say things like I'm an introvert. Why would you choose that? I don't know anyone. I'm terrible at talking to people. I'm scared to talk in front of the camera. Like, why are you choosing these things? Surely, if you said, I love talking in front of the camera, absolutely love hearing the sound of my own voice. It's like music to my ears. Surely that sentence would produce a better outcome. And you probably do more content. You couldn't wait to talk to new people because of what's coming out of your mouth. So what I'm trying to say is your wish is your command. The only reason why you're saying I don't like the sound of my own voice because you heard someone else say it and you thought, oh, that's a good one. That's a good cop out. That's a good cop out. Oh yeah, if I use that, I can stay broke because that's what I secretly want. What the fuck? Like what? So to think what you want to think is to think truth regardless of appearances. Man, this is it now. Ready for this? So what's truth? The truth is your invisible world. That's the truth. Because I just told you that everything comes from that invisible world. So if everything that you can see physically has come from that first, surely what you're thinking about now is going to show up in 90 days if you hold it, if you think what you want to think true, regardless of appearances. You know what I did this morning? I went deep. What does the word regardless mean? Ready for this? I was mind blown. Doing or being something despite obstacles, opposing opinions, or painful circumstances. How mad's that? That's what the definition of regardless is. It means doing or being something despite obstacles, despite what all your friends and family fucking say, despite painful circumstances. It's actually being who you want to be, thinking what you want to think, regardless of that, regardless of what's going on. You see, I saw my parents break up and go and create even worse relationships. You know what I had to do? I had to think truth regardless of appearances and write down every day. I'm so happy and grateful now. I've got a loving, passionate growth relationship with my beautiful wife every day. And I had to choose that over circumstances. I saw my family struggle with their health and fitness massively. I've lost family members to poor health, and my family have followed suit. Struggle with weight, struggle with disease, whatever. I've had to write down I live in a healthy, lean, and muscular body every day for 8 years. And that's what I've decided is my truth. And if I act out of that sentence, I feel uncomfortable because I know what, number one, I know the outcome of that. But number two, I've told myself who I am every fucking day anyway. It's like what like you can't write down I make healthy choices every morning. And then I promise you, you just do it for 7 days. On the eighth day, you're going to think twice about going in the cookie jar. I make healthy choices. I make healthy choices. I make healthy choices. You're changing your identity. You're going to start thinking twice about the decisions you're making. And eventually you will make healthy choices. Trust me. That's how it works. That's how it works. Okay, my inbox is full of people asking to sign up for my business. My inbox is full of people asking to sign up for my business. Well, why would your inbox be full of people asking to sign up in your business if you're not creating content, if you're not reaching out to new people? So you plant the seed of my inbox is full of people reaching out, wanting to work with me in business. You just write that every morning. You will see your body start to take action on that seed you've planted. I spoke to Leo today and I said, bro, I did a YouTube video today. I don't know. I think I've been listening to Alex and Mosey too much. It's gone in my subconscious mind. Just did it. No effort, just did it. Why? Because I keep writing down every day, and I'm like, well, obviously I need to stop. What happens is it happens in your mind first, and your body follows suit. Your subconscious mind just pulls you. Have you heard the quote, Jesus take the wheel? That's what that means. You're giving it to Jesus, you're giving it to God, and God just goes, yeah, man, no worries, bro, I got you now. You know, it's like an Uber driver, I suppose, isn't it? You get in the car, do you know, get a taxi, I want to go here. God's like, perfect, boom. Say no more, man. How much that cost? Just consistent action every day, mate. What's the fare? The fare is every day, keep writing what you're doing, keep taking action, all right, and I promise you I'll keep driving where you want to go. That's really it, really. It's not you that does the work. Oh man, shit. I feel like I'm having like an awakening. Where's my tissues? You think I'm joking? I've fully cried in my bed like many times when I'm studying, you know. I get so deep. He doeth the work through you. Oh shit. That there, I've heard that before. It's now just made sense. Mad. This is laborious and requires far more effort than any other work you have to perform. Whoa. This is hard. It's not easy. That's what I'm saying. Remember the knowing and doing gap. This is tough, man. And I got a lot of respect for people. It's why I got a lot of respect for people that stay on the journey for longer than 12 months, to be honest. I got a lot of respect because I know that how the mind works. And it's just not easy. And for you to like continue to go and have that persistence, that takes a lot of understanding. It takes a lot of personal development. But all of what it's doing is it's creating a good story. So if you are going through some trauma right now, you are going through some challenges, some impatient moments, whatever, tell yourself that this is all part of the story because you know what you think about, you bring about. You're writing it out every day. You're thinking about it every day. You reprogram your mind. You know it's gonna happen. So anything that's happening right now, that's just part of the story. It's just all part of the story. And if it gets worse, it's a better story, isn't it? Me and my wife say all the time, we should we'd make the worst films ever. Be so boring. Be like the best. There'd be no drama. Just wake up, fucking, be a great day. Like we'd make the worst films ever. You know what I mean? Because really, that's how you want things to go, right? Just nice, smooth. You know what I mean? Like horrors where they're like, let's go down into the basement. Like we just walk out the house. You know what I mean? Just get straight in the car, drive to. You know what I mean? It'd be the worst movie ever. But like life doesn't happen like that. So like, you're doing your thing. And that's actually why people doubt this information. They're like, well, Jake, you told me to read The Secret, and I've read it, and guess what? My tire's just been popped. This just happened. This just happened. I'm like, yeah, bro, it's working. No, my life's messing up, bro. Bro, you've no, no, what's happening is you're thinking about what you want. The universe is now moving everything around to make you the person that you need to become to attract that life. Because this requires a responsible human being. If I gave you it now, you'd mess up. I used to play, GTA, Grand Theft Auto, remember that game? And the game was really exciting until I got the cheat codes and I did the money one. Remember that one? And the money would go like, I was bored of the game within a day. Just bored. Do you know why? Because the challenge had gone. Life, the whole process of achievement had just gone. I'm like, helicopter, boom. You know what I mean? You've messed up, man. Before it was like, no, I've got to figure this out. There's no figuring it out anymore. Do you know what I mean? So like, don't complain about the challenge. That's life. That's the exhilaration of life. This is why people who are born into riches and they don't experience any pain, they end up like having a destructive, unhappy life, man, because there's no pursuit. That's why I'm making sure my kids are going through some seriously disciplined, situations, team sports, they have to play sports. They're going to have to be some, super disciplined people because they're going to have a different, upbringing to me. Okay, so ready for this? Every appearance in the visible world, this is when it clicked for me this morning. Every appearance in the visible world. So visible world, lower polarity. What's the opposite to a visible world? Invisible world. It doesn't actually say invisible world in the science of getting rich, but when it says visible world, I'm saying I read this morning, I was like visible world. So that means that you're saying that there's an invisible world. So I know I said it earlier, but it's come from the book. So every appearance in the visible world tends to produce a corresponding form in the mind which observes it. Meaning, if we see lack, it produces lack thoughts. This is why I say to people, go and sit in a Lamborghini, go and sit in a Rolls Royce, go and sit in a luxury hotel. Do your best to get around opulence. Why? Because every appearance in the visible world tends to produce more corresponding thoughts in the mind. Meaning, just by you putting yourself in an opulent environment, you'll be attracting more opulent thoughts. Me and my wife went to a really nice place the other day called Burr Island, and it was so opulent, it was crazy. We were like, oh my God, I just want to go and speak to everyone here and just ask them. We just, you just tell. It's like 400, it's like the 400, between 400 and 900 pound a night. And it was like, I went in there like thinking I was like Andrew Tate with my shirt open. And my wife was like, babe, you're gonna need like a tie or something. I'm like, come on, they ain't saying shit to me. What are you talking about? And then like I sat down and it was like, sorry, sir, you are gonna have to put a I was like, fuck, so I had to put it on, but like but really opulent. They're playing like, like swing band, like the view was just like a joke. And I said to Charlie, I said, just us being in this place is we're going there's so many positive, opulent, prosperity-based thoughts in the room. I guarantee, the people were like that were like dancing and stuff. There was people in that like no worry. You can just tell there's no worries. There was just it's just very peaceful because no one's worried about X, Y, Z. They're fully present, dancing and mad, crazy, different energy, no anxiety, no nail biting. Anyway, this can only be prevented by holding the thought of the truth, which is your invisible world. Okay, this is why we say carry a goal card with you. This is why I've got my goal on the back of my phone because no matter where I'm at in the day, I can pull out my phone and boom, I'm in my visible world. You could even put a song on and get into your invisible world over and over again with that song. That's why when I find a song that I like, I I do that. So like I'll play the song, I'll like rinse it. I'll play one song over and over and over again. But what I'm doing is when I'm playing the song, I'm not just playing the song. I'm in a mental movie. I'm like this is me. This is me showing up at the next event. Do you know what I mean? This is me like at the after party. This is me like yeah, like oh that reel that I make on Instagram, like when I achieve XYZ, getting out of this car, I'm wearing this. I got that on. Right? The song, it's more than just a song to me. And I play it over and over. And then guess what? Every time that song comes on, bing bong, I'm in my invisible world. You've all got songs that you listen to and it brings up a movie of the past, a memory, something like that, right? You can create it through music, with your goal. So when we experience, he says, when we realize this, we lose all doubt and fear. This information, guys, you don't learn it, you realize it. You know, the only way you can realize this information by applying it. It's the only way you realize it. You have to walk by faith, not sight. What does that mean? What's the opposite to sight? You can't see, right? So you have to walk by faith, not sight. Meaning, you have to walk like this. You have to go, do you know what? Because everything you've done to this point, you can see. Just look around you, man. You can see it all. You can see it all. So everything you're doing right now makes sense. Everything you're about to do is not supposed to make sense. That's the point. You have to take action before it makes sense. That's what the quote says. Do what your mentor says until it makes sense. Not do what your mentor says when it makes sense. Because it will never make sense. Why? Because you have to realize that the information works. You have to realize the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. On the other side of the fear is where your goal is. What are you afraid of doing right now? What have you been putting off? What do you need to do more of? Do it. Realize what I'm saying. This is what people say. How'd you get confident? You can only get confidence by doing things you're not confident about. Shit, man. So you realize you're actually confident by doing things you don't want to do. Guys, I used to be, I couldn't even talk to like two people without going blood red in the face. Like I was so, didn't know who I was, so anxious. Now I'm talking in front of rooms of a few hundred people, making jokes, messing around, don't like really being pretty chill, probably a bit too chill. I mean, me and my wife did a podcast the other day. Probably said a few things shouldn't have said. Do you know what I mean? Um, but but the thing is about me is the one thing about me is that I've learned. The highest frequency, authenticity. For so many years, I was being someone I wasn't. But you know, what? I'd rather be loved. Sorry, I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for who I'm not. I'm telling you right now. I've had a team of people before that thought I was a different person. Every time I did a call for them, I was like, "Hello, I'm Jake Pardon. Yes, I'm the guy." Draining, man. I'd rather not have that team. Fucking hell, I can't keep this up. Here's who I really am. All right. So be you, but be your best self. If a doubt comes to you, cast it aside as a sin. Actually, cast it aside as a sin. Oh, you can't do it. Well, that's a what? Hang on a minute. That's the devil. Like Alex Morton said, whenever doubt comes in, he screws it up in his mind like a piece of paper and throws it away. Same thing. Cast it aside as a sin. Get away from me. Stop because the thing is, when you get into a doubt and fear momentum, it's pretty impossible to completely stop it and think positive thoughts. What you can do is though, you can start to slow down the momentum of that by taking a walk, by putting your favorite song on, by writing out what you're grateful for in the moment, by sending three appreciation texts, by posting some content on social media, by doing your 20 reach outs that you're supposed to do on a daily basis. Even when you're feeling bad, in fact, that's when it really counts. And I promise you, after the action, you'll notice that you've forgotten those negative doubts. Guys, be honest with me. Has anyone on this call ever had a very productive day? Drop a yes in the chat if you've ever had a very, very, very productive day where you just like nailed it all day. Be honest with me. How did you feel at the end of that day? Okay, I get a champion, amazing, terrific. See, because you were productive. You were productive. So, like, doesn't that say something? How do I feel better? Be productive. Get productive. I don't feel like it. That's why you should do it. That's when it counts. That's when the attraction kicks in. That's when you impress. Oh man, that's when you impress your subconscious mind. That's impressive. So hang on a minute. It says here, you can form things in your thought, and by impressing your thought upon formless substance, you can cause the thing you think about to be creative. So how do you impress? It's by doing what you need to do, regardless. We all know what regardless means now, of how you feel. Well, I've never done a reel before. Nobody cares. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna let you all know right now. I'm just, I feel like I need to put my makeup on and be. No one cares what you gotta do. On your to-do list, does it say make a reel? If it does, anything but that, guys, is just you just getting in your own way, which doesn't make sense, does it? Really? You understand that? Like, if I didn't want to go to gym tomorrow, no, like, no, not nobody, no one on this call was gonna go. Oh, Jake doesn't want to go to gym. My leader, Jake, does not want to go. No one cares. I'm the only one that's gonna be feeling that. Okay, it's the same with you. I'll be honest, man. I love you all. I really do. I genuinely do. But I don't think about any of your names when I wake up. And guess what? After this call, I'm not gonna lie in bed going, "Oh man, I hope," and just list all your names. Just not. Like I love you all, man. I do. But the only person I'm thinking about after this call is me and my wife. I want you all to win. And you know what? Like that's me being super honest, man. And if you was thinking about it, that'd be weird, wouldn't it? Kind of like, I'm glad you don't exactly. Do you know what I mean? People get offended by me saying that. Can't believe Jake said that. Disgusting. Unbelievable. I'm worth more than that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to self-sabotage. All right. So here we go, man. Next week we're going to do chapter 14. Has this call been value? Been a value? Drop a yes. You enjoyed it, yeah? So hopefully you've all really understood the importance of having a vision and having a goal after this call, and having an invisible world that you've created for you and your family. And that's what you need to think about the most and get emotionally involved with it the most. And the way that you impress it so it manifests faster is by acting in alignment with it. That's really the message from today's call, right? Next week we're going to do chapter 14. I do want to announce unofficially that in September we're going to Ibiza. Has everyone heard that song, Venga Boys? We're going to Ibiza. I've been playing it all morning. I've been playing it because I'm getting into the groove, man. So we're going to Ibiza. It's going to be crazy. Jade's hosting it. No, I'm joking. Um, but I've never been to Ibiza, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. And what we're thinking about doing, and let me know if you'd like this. Is we're all actually going to do something similar to what Jade's done with the social media, but like we're all going to like get in like the best possible shapes physically for this trip. Accountability, right? Um, I think that'd be great. We all do it together as a community, and then when we get there, we got like t-shirts. We can call it some sort of challenge. We're still thinking of the name. We can call it some sort of challenge. And when we get there, we got t-shirts. Group photo. I think it'd be really good to do as a team. And that's it, really. That's it, guys. So I'm gonna stop recording.